Well, hello, and thanks for joining us for THV 11 News at noon. I'm Jurnee Taylor here with meteorologist Scott Covert. We're so happy that you joined us. Today is the first day of summer.
Officially. But it feels like it's been summer for the last several days. And you know what? It's all technicality.
Yeah.
It is about to get much warmer, though. Let's take a look at what we're looking at here at the noon hour. 88 degrees currently in the capital city. You're looking at 80s across most of the state, but it feels much warmer than that. Of course, the heat index, when you factor in the humidity, and we're no stranger to that here in Arkansas. It feels like it's 92 right now in Little Rock. Feels like it's 90 currently in Pine Bluff. As for the rest of today's forecast, it'll actually get a little bit hotter going into the rest of the day. We'll have a partly sunny sky. I think more sunshine, just a few of those typical fair weather clouds bubbling through. A nice breeze out of the northeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. So what are we tracking? Rest of the week looks predominantly dry. There are some very low chances of rain. We'll take a look at when here coming right up. Looks like better opportunities for rain and storms this weekend, followed by some of the hottest temperatures we've seen in quite some time. We're taking a look at that as well. It's all coming right up.
Well, summer means that the summer cereal drive is in full swing, and our chief meteorologist, Tom Brennan, is in Pine Bluff right now. How is it going in Pine Bluff?
Jurnee, thank you so much. Scott really dialed up that heat a bit today, not only with the sunshine and the warm temperatures, but the folks that have been coming out in droves here in Pine Bluff and Jefferson County, donating to the THV 11 Summer Cereal Drive. Even some folks that have been back year after year after year. And last year, this group came in, they timed it perfectly. They wanted to be on the noon show. They were on the noon show. They gave a $500 check last year. Miss Penny, tell me about your group and what you've done this year.
We are the East Arkansas Conference Women's Missionary Society of the 12th Episcopal District, where Bishop Michael Leon Mitchell is our presiding prelate, and Mrs. Cordelia D. Mitchell is our Episcopal supervisor. Mrs. Thelma Denson is our Episcopal WMS president. And we are here this year to make a presentation. We not only have a presentation, but we doubled our donation from last year.
All right, ladies, roll it over. There it is, a big check.
So on behalf of the East Arkansas Conference Women's Missionary Society, we are so pleased to help eradicate hunger in the state of Arkansas.
$1,000, ladies. Thank you so much. We've got sirens going on around here. Even they're happy. Well, maybe not so much, but $1,000. Thank you very much. Stay tuned to the rest of the show, because at the end of 12:30 here today, or at least in the noon newscast, we'll have the big unveiling. Back to you. Thank you, guys.
Well, with time running out, there is a glimmer of hope in the search for a missing submersible with 5 people on board. Rescue crews have detected underwater noises. The vessel was on its way to view the wreckage of the Titanic when it disappeared. Roxana Saberi reports from Boston, where the search is being coordinated.
The U.S. Coast Guard confirms that a Canadian aircraft detected underwater noises in the search area. Crews have refocused their efforts on trying to pinpoint where those noises are coming from.
It's a target, it's a focus for us to look at.
U.S.-based OceanGate Expeditions operated the voyage, which takes tourists to the famous Titanic shipwreck in the North Atlantic Ocean. OceanGate CEO and founder Stockton Rush is among those on board. In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning last year, Rush defended the safety of the submersible.
The pressure vessel is not MacGyver at all, because that's where we work with Boeing and NASA and the University of Washington. Everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
According to 2018 court filings, a former OceanGate employee said he was fired after voicing concerns about the Titan, saying it posed potential danger to passengers. But in court documents filed this April, OceanGate said the vessel was capable of diving the depth to the Titanic site with a comfortable safety margin.
You know going in how very dangerous this is.
Mike Reese traveled on the Titan almost a year ago.
No one walks into this surprised. Before you even get on, you sign this long waiver that mentions possible death 3 times on the first page.
As for those underwater noises that were detected, the U.S. Coast Guard says data from the Canadian aircraft has been shared with U.S. Navy experts for more analysis and will be used in the search efforts. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, Boston.
And developing this afternoon, new political fallout amid legal woes for Hunter Biden. President Biden's son will plead guilty on misdemeanor tax charges and avoid jail time on a separate gun charge. A source familiar says Biden's legal team expects probation, but not jail time. The judge still has to accept the plea deal, and a date has not been set for Hunter Biden's surrender. Republicans say the agreement shows a double standard.
If you were the president's leading political opponent, the DOJ tries to literally put you in jail and give you prison time. If you are the president's son, you get a sweetheart deal.
But Democrats argue that's not true. They point to the fact that the U.S. attorney in charge of the case was appointed by then President Trump and left in place by the Biden administration. Meanwhile, Republicans in the House Oversight Committee say their investigation into the Biden family's foreign business dealings will continue. Just into the THV 11 newsroom, LRPD is investigating an early morning shooting that happened not far from the Colin Aids shopping center. Here's what we do know right now. When police arrived, they found 26-year-old Emmanuel Turner suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He would later die from those injuries, and we're working to get more information on this incident. And we, of course, will update you on THV11.com. And in a crime alert, Little Rock police have arrested 40-year-old Crystal Perkins and charged her with first-degree murder in the death of her husband, 49-year-old Ricardo Sykes. Officers responded to a call at a home on Fairfield Drive just before 10 o'clock Monday night. When they got there, they found Sykes suffering from several gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Now, as the family grieves Ricardo's loss, they want to let any other abuse victims know they are not alone. THV 11 Sarah Hobakowitz shares their story.
That was the hard part, watching him go back every time.
Family says Ricardo Sykes was a victim of domestic violence from his wife for years. Monday night, Ricardo was killed. Police have charged his wife with murder.
But everybody pleaded with him, please don't go back, please don't go back, please.
Ricardo's daughter says they tried to help, but after so many court dates and even a restraining order, felt lost.
I don't care what time it was, I'm picking up that phone because I don't know when it's the last time I'm gonna talk to my dad.
Over in Conway, LaTracy Spotwood works to be that extra help to victims as the Domestic Violence Volunteer Victim Service Coordinator.
My sole purpose is to be an advocate for them, to be a support for them, a listening ear, and just help them get whatever they need to be safe in the situation.
Emphasizing that everyone in need deserves help.
Anybody can be a victim. It does not matter what your gender is. It does not matter your stature. Anybody can be a victim.
Ricardo's family now wishing to help other domestic violence victims, hoping to save those that need help.
It's not always easy to just get up and leave. Some people have their whole life tied into this person. Like, it's just hard knowing the type of heart my daddy had. Exactly. And going through this situation.
Reporting in Conway, Sarah Hobakowitz, THV 11 News.
Well, if you or someone you know is suffering from domestic violence, there are several ways to get help. You can call the national hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or 7233. You can also chat with someone live at thehotline.org, or you can text the word START, that's S-T-A-R-T, to 88788. These resources are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have an update on a story we've been following now for nearly half a decade. Two men who killed a Pine Bluff pawn shop owner will now spend the rest of their lives in federal prison. Brendan McCann died during a robbery at Wise Buck Pawn Shop in November of 2018. Daryl Strickland and Rodney Henry, both from Camden, eventually pleaded guilty to charges connected with his death. And Tuesday, a U.S. district judge sentenced both men to life in prison without parole. This afternoon, gender-affirming care for trans teens is legal again in Arkansas. A judge just ruled a first-of-its-kind law is unconstitutional. It stopped doctors from providing gender-affirming hormone treatments, puberty blockers, or surgeries to anyone under 18. U.S. District Judge Jay Moody argues the Save Adolescents from Experimentation, or SAFE Act, violates the rights of transgender minors, their parents, and their medical providers. And right now, we are hearing from those who the law impacts directly, but also lawmakers. Dylan Brandt and his mother, Joanna, say this is something they've been waiting to see reversed for the last 2 years.
listening to the state present their case, hearing the ways in which people spoke about these kids, these human beings, was discouraging.
You can't ban this care. You can't deny trans youth equal protection of the laws. You can't deny their parents the right to be involved in the healthcare decisions made for their kids.
But there are two sides, and many are sounding off, including Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Attorney General Tim Griffin also responded, saying his office plans to appeal Judge Moody's decision to the 8th Circuit Court. Well, coming in about 6 minutes, we're headed back to Pine Bluff with Tom Brandon for Summer Cereal Drive Fun. And let's first take a look at weather with Scott Colbert.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, warm first day of summer across the natural state. You're seeing a few of those fair weather clouds build in. Could they produce a stray raindrop? Well, a very small part of Arkansas does have a chance of rain today. We'll look at that and what is to come when Wake Up Central, I did it again, when THV 11 News at Noon returns.